Bruh, I'm so pissed, boy. I'm so pissed. Lord. Ooh, it's a full moon, see that? Ooh. Well, nah, it's not quite all the way full. Look at the moon just staring down at me. Staring down on my ass. I'm pissed about so many things. I'm pissed because the cars already showed me. But I was short of options. Okay, so, oh my God. I'm mad. Bruh, I'm pissed the fuck off, bruh. I'm about to go off on this white lady. This shit reminded me why I don't trust white people. This shit reminded me exactly why I don't trust white people. Like, I don't trust white people towards black people, but towards animals, I see white people be so loving and caring towards animal, more loving and caring than they would towards a black child. So, so with Anubis, right? My lease, I can't keep him. And he's been like in my yard and stuff. Like he literally sleep on my doorstep. Since I've been feeding him and taking care of him and stuff like that. And my parents, they live right next door to me. So he would run back and forth from my house. Like he really was living his best life. So, but something that I kept noticing with white people is that like that, even with that white girl who had stopped, she up there talking about, oh my God, I'm afraid he gonna get ran over. Oh my God, I'm afraid. Like they be coming with all this fear or whatever. And I'm like, it's like y'all project. Like what I notice about white people, like they project their point of views on everything. And like because I believe that Anubis loved to be free. And he loved to have a place that he could come to and get a meal and everything, and then he could go off and do his own thing or whatever. The issue that I was having with Anubis is that as he got closer to my family, he became more and more protective over the yard and stuff. So he was barking at more things in the yard and everything. And also, there was an incident where I was getting off of work. I was going to check the mailbox. And Anubis, like when I get home, he run up to the car and everything and greet me and stuff. And then he walk me. He like to escort me places. So like when I'm walking around, Anubis would just walk with me. So and it was so cute because almost like he just trying to make sure I get to where I'm going safely. Look at this bitch. She texting me. This Oh my God, bro. I feel so bad because I put Anubis in the hands of an evil ass white woman. I did that shit. Now, so so I was going out to the mailbox and Anubis was following me to the mailbox, which is by the road, and he was so excited, like he got the zoomies. And there was this car driving up fast as fuck. Now, when I live at, people be driving fast, even though the speed limit is like 25. And people be up in there doing 35, 40. So, I seen, because when I got out of my car, my glasses was foggy because I had air conditioning on in my car. So, and I seen Anubis run out right in front of this car, bruh. And I just knew he was here. I just knew he was here, and I let out this scream. I was like, no! Because I was just going to be, like, so devastated, bro. Because I love Anubis, and I was just going to be so devastated. And I was like, no! So, I thought Anubis was hit. I really did. I like, it was no way. That car was so close. He ran out right in front of it. I just knew he was hit. And then like when my glasses cleared up, I seen him wagging his tail. He just running around the car. It was so surreal that the lady who was driving, she stopped her car. She thought she hit him. I was like, bro, there was no way. And that's what I like. That's why I gave you that name, Anubis. Because Anubis is like a cat. Like, he got like 9 lives or something. So, I'm having thoughts, boy. Because this white woman, she pissing me the fuck off, bruh. She pissing me off. So, when that incident happened, though, I was like, bruh, he need like a yard. He need a yard with a fence and everything. Like, I can't keep him. That's how I felt. Like, I can't keep him because I don't have the means. My lease doesn't allow dogs and shit like that. So I was like, I have to find him. I have to find him a family or something like that. Somebody with a yard and shit. So I had went on this website called Rehome, which they make you pay $10 to post your dog or whatever. And I paid it and I put him on there. I made him a profile and shit. I was extremely honest about everything. Everything. So I got about like, see, this bitch is still, she ain't getting the point. That's what I'm saying, bruh. I really wish I could have had found black people for Anubis, but you know, black people ain't on Rehome looking for dogs because they going through other shit. They trying to pay their bills. And then you have these white people who come up here like they have like this bleeding heart for these animals and shit like that. That shit ain't even real, bruh. Like, I know it ain't real towards us and everything, but I thought it was at least real towards the dogs. So, oh, I'm mad, bruh. So, I got like 5 applications for Anubis on that website and everything. And I pulled cards, like, before I reached out to anybody, I pulled cards to see, like, who would be a good fit for him and every fucking thing. And only two out of the three came up decent. Like, one of them came up the Empress, another one came up the Ten of Pentacles. So I looked deeper into their reading and stuff, and I seen that with both of them, like, they was having things going on in their life and everything, but I at least knew that they would care for Anubis and they would take care of him and they would love on him and everything. So I reached out to those 2 people. The person who had the Ten of Pentacles, he must have money, but he living in like a high-rise building in Orlando, in downtown Orlando and stuff like that. And I'm up here thinking, like, I told him, like, I couldn't get a leash on Anubis. Like, I couldn't get a collar on him. And I told him that. And so I was concerned about this person living in apartments and Anubis need to be leash trained. And this person was also sketchy because they had a dog and they was like, their dog is not that friendly with other dogs and stuff like that. So they was like iffy about adopting him and everything or whatever. But they said that they was gonna get in contact with me later and see. Now the one that came up as the Empress, this lady, she say that she kind of do this for a living, like she adopt dogs and give them a home and da 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 da. But her mother just recently went in surgery and had like a pacemaker and all of that, so she was going through things in her life and everything. And I told her, I like, look, I'm finna, because I had interviewed her first. I interviewed the Empress first. And I was like, look, I have another person that, and I told them too, I pulled some cars and everything or whatever, and I have another person that came up good, and I'm finna hit them up, and if they fall through and everything, then I would come back and hit you up or whatever, because she was more on a stand base of, if you can't find nothing else or anybody else, then I will see what I could do for him. And I was like, all right, cool and everything. So I interviewed the other person, and they was in a high-rise building and whatnot. And I was waiting for him to hit me back up and everything. I waited a couple of days, and I just kind of felt like he wasn't gonna really hit me up and everything. Like, he was just too on the fence with things, and I felt like after we conversated and I told him about Anubis and him not being leash trained, he was hesitant to take that on. So I was like, I need to look into these other people and stuff. And now the other people I had already put cars on, and the cars was like a no. The cars was a clear no. And I can't. Oh, so I went with one of the no's, right? So I went with one of the no's. I hit her up to interview her and everything, even though the car said a no and everything. And she said that she would take Anubis in. So at first, she said that she was going to come and pick him up. And I was like, I think that it'd be better if I come and drop him off, because Anubis been trying to get into my house. Like, he ran up in my house a few times, and when I'm like sitting in my car or whatever, like he would get up in my car, and he would like sit under my legs and everything. And so I was like, I know that he would get in my car, but he won't do that with people he don't trust. Like that white girl who was trying to get him in the car, he would not follow her because he didn't trust her, he didn't know her. So I was like, I think it's best if I bring him to you. So I got Anubis in the car. I made him, because I've been making Anubis home cooked meals, home cooked dog food and shit like that. So, and he been eating good as fuck. Anubis been eating so good that he be turning down food, because I feed him every morning, and then my daughter usually feed him in the afternoon. But Anubis he's charismatic, so there's other people in the neighborhood that knows him and care about him, and they would come by and drop off food to him and stuff like that. So Anubis was eating so good, bruh. He was turning down food at some point because he was full. So I already knew when I was on the phone with her, it was a red flag that she kept projecting. Like, I'm telling her things, and what she respond to me is not what I said. So, but I was like, I ain't gonna worry too much about it and stuff like that. Like, cause she make it seem like she had like this bleeding heart for dogs, and she gonna do everything she can to take care of them and shit like that. And I'm just like, man, like all that shit is not true. So I get Anubis over there and stuff like that. Now I told her I couldn't get a leash on him, but when she came out to the car, he was in the back seat. And I told her, I believe that he will follow me to your backyard. She felt the need to put a leash on him anyway, so she brung out this slip knot leash and threw it over him like she lassoed him with it. And Anubis freaked out for a moment, but then he calmed down. And like I said, he followed me to her backyard. I was able to get him into her backyard and everything. I gave her everything I bought Anubis. I gave her the food that he wouldn't eat, the kibble. I gave her the leashes that I bought but I couldn't put on him. I brought her the home-cooked meal that I had cooked and prepared for him. Like, I brought all of that to her to give it to her. And I also didn't charge her shit. All of this shit was free. Ooh. So now when I was up there, she was doing all this fucking talking. She a Leo. I asked her zodiac sign. She a Leo. She was doing all this talking and shit and shit and shit. And she kept saying that her husband really don't want her to get another dog and yada yada yada. And I was like, I'm up here thinking like, so why are you on a dog adoption site? I mean, you could window shop, that's fine, but you putting in applications. You putting in applications. Like she put in an application. So I'm up here like, I'm up here like, so like what you gonna do? You gonna take this dog or no or whatever like that? Cause you know I was already tired as fuck. I just got off of work and everything. Like, so we get the dog to our backyard, and I was like, okay, Anubis was calm when we left. Like, he was just chilling in the backyard and stuff. And the way that she was talking, she had other dogs, but she said that she was going to keep her dogs separate from him until he get acclimated and he get used to them and everything. And I thought that she was going to allow him to uh, be in her backyard and roam the backyard until he get comfortable. But nah, the bitch was trying to control him so quickly, throwing that leash on him and everything. Like 20 minutes after I pulled off and everything, he left, he was calm. But 20 minutes after we pulled off, she talking about she brought her dogs outside, which she said she wasn't going to do. And she said that Anubis was getting along with the dogs. But it wasn't until she tried to pick up the leash, because she couldn't remove, once she put the leash on him, she couldn't remove it from him. So when she picked up the handle of the leash or whatever, she said that he attacked her. That's the claim. He attacked her, and when he attacked her, her dogs turned on him and tried to attack him. Now she up here texting me, I'm sorry. No, first she called me and she was like, I'm sorry to do this to you, but, and she told me the story about the dogs and everything like that. And I was like, all right, look, I told her I was going to call the Empress, which I gave her the name, the lady name. I was like, I'm going to call the Empress and see if she be able to come and like pick him up and everything or work something out or something like that. Because the way that she was sounding, she was like, you know, she wanted me to turn around and come back and pick him up. And I was like, I'm not finna do that. Like, I already done pulled off and shit like that. And the dog is yours now. Anubis is yours now. So, and then I thought about it, and I was thinking about picking him back up and stuff like that. But, I can't keep Anubis. That's why I went through all this work. I called shelters. I took care of him for as long as I could. I put up an adoption website and everything. I interview people and everything. I cannot keep him. And I'm like, why is you putting in application? She told me, I said that he needs somebody experienced. And she said that she was. She told me she had a chihuahua before me and stuff like that. But you know Anubis is half coyote. And that been a concern with some of the people that I interview and everything. But just because I feel like she's already discriminating towards him. Like, okay, so when I get him over there, the other red flags was she gonna call him skinny. Oh, she was like, oh, poor thing, I'm surprised nothing had ate you, like an owl or something. I'm like, bruh, white people, bruh, the way they be perceiving shit. Mm-mm-mm. An owl or something, poor thing, you just been out there surviving on your own, da-da-da-da. So she thinking that Anubis is just this wild, stray dog and everything like that. And I told her time and time again, like, we've been taking care of him. Before we took care of him, other people took care of him too. So I'm up here, like, when I ain't feed Anubis until I got there because I ain't want him to pee or poop in my car or whatever. So I put his bowl down, the one I bought him, And I fed him some of the food I cooked him, and he ate it up. He was hella hungry and stuff like that. And she up there talking about, oh my God, poor thing, just starving and so skinny and stuff. But Anubis is not underweight. Like, there's a video of me feeding him some like something out of a can or whatever. And like for before I started feeding him, he was like on his own for like a week. So he was skinny in that video, but Anubis had put on weight since then. And when I talked to the Empress, because I shown these people videos, pictures, and all this shit. When I talked to the Empress, she said that he is the perfect weight because Anubis is not just Chihuahua. He have coyote, so his build is going to be like that. So I'm up here feeding him homemade dog food, and she up here talking about, oh my God, he's starving, he's underweight, da da da. I like, no, he's not. I like, this is the way he gonna remain because he have coyote. This is his build, and like I said, I've been taking care of him. And I'm like, bro, why would you project that when you see me taking home cooked dog food and feeding it to him? That's when I knew, like, that was like a huge red flag because I like, this is a person that cannot see past their projections. Like, it doesn't matter if the truth is in their face. They still gonna project and believe the projections. And then, like, as I'm, like, feeding him and saying my goodbyes to him and stuff, she was like, oh, his teeth is really clean. I thought it would be, like, caked up with tartar and shit like that. And I was like I said, I've been taking care of him. Like I said. So, and I was like, he only been like really out on his own for like a week or whatever. And she talking about, oh, I thought he was out like for months and months and months. But even on the profile, bruh, even on the profile, I said that he only been like really on the streets for like a week or whatever. So it's like she don't pay attention, she don't listen, and she just project. And then to kind of find out she a fucking Karen. Because it's like, instead of her... So, when I talked to the Empress and everything, and I was telling her the story and everything, she was like, oh my God, you need to go get him and everything. Because what I'm telling her... And I was like, bruh, I literally can't, like, I can't keep him because of my lease. I mean, I already explained this shit and everything. And, so, and my dad was up there like, man, block her ass. That's her responsibility now. She shouldn't have been up there putting in applications. Like, this the thing. I probably contacted her like 2 or 3 weeks after she put in her application. She had plenty of time to think about this and to decline. Then after I talked to her, she had time to consider and decline and everything. But she kept saying yes to me all the way up until I bring her the dog. Now she up here writing me like, man, the shit she writing me, bruh, is really, really pissing me off, man. Because she writing me these paragraphs talking about her dogs would kill Anubis. Talking about her dogs would kill Anubis and everything. Talking about he's way too aggressive and all this other shit. And I'm like, bruh, he ain't never bit us. He ain't never been aggressive with us. And she talking about now she on threw him in some kennel or whatever. And I was surprised that she was even able to get him in the damn kennel. Whatever you call it. And she talking about, she texting me talking about, yeah, he growling at my dog through the cage. Like, yeah, bitch. Like, you said, like, she would have just left him alone. Like, he would have got used to the environment and stuff. But she was so quick of trying to control him. Now she keep texting me and talking about how aggressive he is and talking about he bit her husband and stuff and talking about he has to go. My dogs would kill him. I got pit bulls and everything. I'm just like, I was like, bruh, it's like white people only got compassion for shit that they could control. She only had him for a few hours. She should understand that he need time to get used to her. And now she painting him as the problem instead of her taking accountability. Because I feel like the real reason is that she said her husband came on and he was upset because there was a dog there and he didn't want her to get a dog. But instead of being like that, she trying to demonize Anubis, saying that he's way too aggressive and shit. And I test her, I like, look, if you find him someone new, please don't paint that. Give them my number so I could tell them my experience, because that's not the Anubis that I know. Anubis was not aggressive with me. He never bit me or attacked me. So, like, if you do, because my concern now is that she gonna get Anubis put down, because he already have Coyote, and now she painting him as aggressive and saying that he couldn't be with nobody. So the way that she sounded is like she gonna call the pound on them, and the way she gonna express, she gonna be like, yeah, he bite people, he aggressive. They gonna put him down. Bro, I was so upset, bro. And I swear to God, bro, this shit brung up all the reasons why I don't fucking trust white people. Cause they turn on you so fast. And when they turn on you, they demonize you. They demonize you. They make you the problem. And that's why black people be getting killed dealing with white people. And it's like it's built in a psychology that if they can't control you, then they look at you as a issue. I can't domesticate you, so you the problem. And she still texting me, cause after I text her and was like, look, if you find him a new home, please don't misrepresent him. Like, I don't want him put down because of your projections. She gonna sit here, she started texting me, talking about, I have a big heart. I care for all these dogs. She telling me her whole history of all these dogs she took care of and shit like that. Like she trying to prove to me like, she a good person and she good with dogs and shit. And I like, you not even getting the point. So I like, boy, she turned into a straight Karen. I was like, bro, this is why I don't be trusting white people for real. Because they will smile in your face. They will tell you how much they love and care about some shit. But boy, when they turn on you, the way that they demonize, like she taking no accountability. I like, bruh, I've been real with you. And the way that she talking to me is like, she try to make it seem like I misrepresented Anubis. She talk about like I misrepresented him. I like, no, you misrepresented yourself. Cause I always been real about Anubis. Shit don't piss me off, man. And that's why I'm low key glad that Anubis is over there terrorizing their ass. I was like, that's what you get. Cause he wasn't like that with us. That's what the fuck she get. I like he terrorizing your ass cause he don't trust your ass. And if she do, get him taken down or whatever, I hope he do bite the shit out of them. Period. And after she text me that shit, I like, bruh, you toxic. I like you the type to project negativity and blame everything and everybody else and take no accountability. And I ain't do shit but trigger her ass because now she keep texting me talking about how she care for all these other dogs. Bitch, that don't matter. You not caring for this one. And it's like, even though I was telling her I took care of Anubis, it's like she looked at it like black people can't properly take care of dogs. That's how she was looking at it. Like you can't see past your projections. The good thing is that if she do call the pound, that he have a chip in him, so I know where he will be returned to if they return him. But so they will return him to my elder. And I feel bad because the cards told me. The cards told me, bro. I mean, the cards were so accurate with everybody. And the person that was the Ten of Pentacles and everything, and I told him, like, I pulled cards and I pulled the Ten of Pentacles, and the person was like, they had tarot readers before, and they asked me, can I give them one? I gave them one, and they was really shocked because it was really accurate. I mean, the whole time, the cards was hella accurate. And I let this bitch gaslight me, because the cards already told me no. That's why it took me a while to actually respond to her application. But I was seeing if the yeses would come through, and they didn't. And that's why I called her, because the other options, I could tell just by what they was writing in their application that they wasn't a good fit. But in her option, she talking about how she rescued dolls and yada yada yada, all this other shit or whatever. And I was like, well, even though these cards telling me no, I'ma interview her and see how it go and everything. And in the interview, you know, she was saying that this is something that she could handle. And I was like, I said, I feel like Anubis could feel, I like you, in your heart, you already rejecting him. And I feel like he could feel that. And she going to respond with this long paragraph talking about, my heart is full. My heart, I said, I didn't say that your heart was empty. I said that your heart rejected him, which is true. Then she went into talking about all the dolls she rescued and shit like that. And I was like, this is a crazy ass bitch, boy. She can't even focus on what the fuck I'm saying. She's so caught up in her projections. She don't want to look wrong. She don't want to look like she made a mistake. And she probably doing all of this just so she could tell her husband, like, oh my God, she tricked me. She told me that he was this, he was that, da 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 da. No, bitch. No. Bruh.